It didn't take long. It didn't take long for the troll or trolls to follow me to this channel. Now, the sad thing is that a lot of it is not who we think it is. Now, it would be easy for me to sit there and say it's just those who are white and racist doing this. But a lot of it are people of color. And unfortunately, it's black men and black women who engage in this type of behavior. Now, at this point, I'm pretty confident in saying that it's black men. And that's the sad part. We got other black men out here engaging in this mindset. Now, I remember the initial parties involved. I will never forget that. Okay? And, I just say this to them, whether now, tomorrow, next week, next month, 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years, your karma's going to come back and bite you on the ass. And you know what? You may not think about it. You might think about, this YouTube thing. It's nothing. Believe me, those little things, they come back on you. What you do now is going to affect what you do later in life. See, instead of you people out here who are false flagging or voting down the videos saying, okay, here's where I disagree with you at. A lot of you are sitting here adding to the drama. Now, every time you guys false flag or vote down a video, you proving my point that most of you can't hold a conversation. And I think that's what pisses you guys off. If you're not cursing every 2 to 3 seconds, if you're not trying to fight every 2 to 3 minutes, you out here trying to get others to do it. Now, as much crap y'all people go through on a daily basis, we always got a black man or black woman or a black child doing something so detrimental, so dangerous. And they don't realize that they're doing the work for those who have benefited off our people paying for 500 more years. I have no love for a man, woman, or child that does stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm not shocked. Is it sad? Yeah. But I'm not shocked. This is why our community has been in this perpetual illness loop of dysfunction. Now I see why some of our people, celebrities or not, don't want to be around us. I mean, I'm going to sit back and I'm just going for shits and giggles, give Oprah Winfrey as an example. We know she has issues with black folk. Now, some of y'all out here don't want to believe it, but she does. And the excuse has been that, well, she was molested or she was picked on. Well, if you go back and think about it, wasn't it her mother and grandmother that caused a lot of her drama? I mean, really think about it. Mother basically gave up, didn't raise her. She went to go live with her father. He raised her. But the way she never says anything about her mom or about her grandmother being disrespectful, calling her dark and ugly. But yeah, she focused her attention in the wrong direction. Now, if we want to follow logic, wouldn't it make more sense for Oprah to be talking about sisters and stuff? But she realized she couldn't get ahead without sisters to a degree. But now that her network is faltering, she had to go against everything that she said she stood for. That's her karma coming back to bite her. Russell Simmons, at some point, his little girls, they're going to get treated a certain way. Don't think that money insulates them from hatred. Kanye, at some point, he gonna get hit hard for something. Jay-Z, all these people that have sat back and said and done certain things, but I had to sit there and say to myself, did somebody do something to them at some point? And they figure payback, but they don't care who they hurt in the process? I mean, if you're going to be a man or woman, come at me like a man or woman. But hide behind your keyboard. But see, you guys, all you doing is making it a lot easier for what I got working. A lot of y'all don't understand. Y'all going to help change the way the internet is looked at. Like, I remember they was talking about regulating the internet. And at first I was like, nah, they shouldn't do that. Then I thought about it. I said, yeah. And a lot of people who was talking about, oh man, they're gonna change the internet, are the very ones that hide behind their keyboards typing the most hateful and vile crap. And unfortunately, guess what? There are black people out there doing that as well. They don't want to be found out. And that's the reason why I say some of y'all out here hate the fact that I'm even doing these commentaries, because y'all thought, a lot of y'all was cool with me just going after white folk. And I told y'all my original channel, I said, nope, got to talk about it all. Because no white man is making you or me or another black man or woman or child to go out there and shoot, rob, and steal a lot to their own. Now, we know it's some things that have been put out there that caused that. We get it. We understand it. But our people, knowing their history, we should know better. We should know not to be so easily influenced with that weak will or weak mind. I shouldn't have to sit here and worry that somebody who looked like me, who've had the similar experiences as me, is the one that's cutting my throat. Like I said before, that's too many battles to be fought. Some of you out here think by voting down videos, false flagging videos, leaving hateful comments, creating strife among us, is you get the big chuckle now. But at some point, what you're going to do is going to create a monster that our people are not going to recover from. We saw the past week and a half how black men, black women have rationalized Gwyneth Paltrow, the use of the word nigger or nigga. We've watched how people within our community try to dance around a hateful word, or try to excuse themselves or alleviate responsibility from themselves by saying, oh, it's a term of endearment. Do you guys understand what term of endearments are? But see, this is the problem with some of our people. Lack of education, lack of knowledge of oneself, and your self-esteem is jacked up. But instead of going after those people who attack you, who've mocked you, who have done harm to your family, my family, and any other black family, past or present, you say it's easy to go after another brother or another sister. That's sickness. I'm going to tell you, I've had opportunity to cut another black man or black woman's or a black child's throat throughout my lifetime. And you know what? I never pulled that trigger. I said, well, I'll be no better than the people I talk about or criticize. But instead of us sitting down and saying, you know what, I disagree with you, brother, or here's why. But some of y'all come to the channel very disrespectful, very mean-spirited, very hateful. I've watched y'all. I've sit back and I've watched y'all since 2006. Because that's when YouTube started to change in 2006. And then people outside the community realized that they can manipulate us because we work more on emotion than logic. But to go to another YouTuber, another black YouTuber channel, and just cause strife, or get mad because another black man or a black woman or a group of black people point out the hypocrisies in this country. Don't get mad. But see, this is the problem. This is the problem we have in our community. We don't want anybody to say anything about anything. How can we say we love each other and respect each other if we're willing to cut each other's throat? No other group of people do this shit but us. The people don't say, well, how do you know? If they do it, they don't do it in public. A lot of us need to understand that we need to step back sometime and understand that sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. I don't know how many times I've said, if you disagree with me, why don't you put your own video up? When you got somebody getting mad because you called out blatant racism or blatant use of images, then turn around openly say, I'm going to get you false flag or get your channel taken down, that says a lot. Here it is. You had a few sisters out here that I said nothing about, done nothing, you got pissed off at me because I was calling out white racism. But if you went back and watched their videos, some of them took the videos down because they don't want nobody to go back and see the videos or read the comments that they were saying. One sister in particular, she came to me for no reason at all because I was calling out white racism. And a lot of people thought, oh yeah, you must be picking on her, because everybody was quick to believe that the black man is the bad guy, he's the villain. And and people was making false channels, and I wouldn't be surprised if that individual was making false channels as well. Or that might be that very individual following me around, because I'll give you an example. That day when I caught her doing what she did, I haven't went to her channel, I didn't leave any comments, I stayed away from it. But I guess it was too much like right. And when I caught her in real time, a lot of the people that thought that I actually did something were amazed, were shocked. That's why when I got the screen capture video software, when I started catching people who left the negative comments, who left the hateful comments. Now, some of y'all was like, well, Harvey, you're giving them a platform. Well, that is it. Yeah, in a way I am, but it's risky. But it was a decision that I don't regret, because some of you need to see what people were saying and doing. We live in a society where if you don't see it, it doesn't exist. And unfortunately, even if you do see it, image can be manipulated. I remember some of my earlier comments that I got from people, and they was like, hey man, you should go and say this about the white man or white woman. I'm like, why is somebody so anxious for me to say certain things about white folk? But here it is, they have no image up, they have no videos up, they channel is set to private. You have to sit there and ask yourself, who is that? And I said, that's somebody being an instigator or being a manipulator. There's been brothers and sisters say, why don't you talk about this? And I'm like, why don't you come out and join me in putting up videos? The first lame ass excuse some people give, well, I don't want to be on camera, or I'm afraid I'm going to get harassed. And I'm like, well, then you need to be quiet. But a lot of times, those very same people are the mess starters. Now, the people that I think that might be trolling, or the one I think they got with a false flag one of my videos, that person may not even done anything. It could be people who subscribe to me doing this. But it's some sick people out here. But I'm not going to keep saying it's just white men and white women. Now, don't get me wrong. I know racism when I see it. But a lot of this is coming from our own people. Because it takes an extra special kind of crazy for somebody to follow you around relentlessly on YouTube. And it started, I remember exactly where it started and why it started. And I'm sitting there like, And I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna say this, and I want to talk to the ladies for a second. Y'all sit back here on YouTube. Some of y'all critique every black male YouTuber channel. Y'all critique him if he go to another black male YouTuber channel and have any conversation or have subscribed or anything. A lot of y'all need to put y'all ego to the side. A lot of y'all need to understand something. Y'all ain't always innocent. Let me repeat that. Y'all not always innocent. Y'all are not consistent with your rhetoric. Same thing go for black male YouTubers. You're not consistent all the time either. And sometimes you had to be careful, brothers. And I know as a black man, we get tired of editing our words and stuff. But unfortunately, it's been a lot of damage done the last 45, 50 years. If you're going to talk about women and talk about a certain type of woman, please make sure you make that disclaimer. I know guys gonna say, "Oh, you tiptoe around." No, because there's some sisters out here don't deserve that disrespect or to be lumped in the group. There's sister videos out here who have apologized or called out other black women questioning behavior or the commentaries they've given out, and those sisters have gotten hit hard, man. And they don't deserve it. But people are going to troll no matter what because this anonymity, I hope I said that right, excuse me, lately I've been having problems saying words. I guess, I don't know, maybe it's the cold, or just maybe I'm just having a brain fart. But anyways, they need to change the way the internet is done. I really do think that. And like I said, for those out there who's smart enough who know how to get computers and got software and are making copies of this, keep doing it. Because I'm telling you right now, we can't get a class action lawsuit against Google. Because all the crap that we see out here is just too blatant. But the thing was, companies like Google, sites like the Huffington Post and them, they purposely dismiss black voices, but yet let the most vile and hateful or self-hating voices remain because people like to see strife continue. This is why I laugh when I hear these politics talk about America exceptionism. America is just as petty, if not as more petty, than some other places. We live in an arrogant country, and whether we like it or not, black folk, we've started to pick up and adopt the ways that we claim that we hate. Here it is. How can you defend a man or woman or a group of people who cause harm among us? I mean, it's scary that we have allowed ourselves to get to this point. But like I said, you always going to have somebody out here tap dancing, smiling, teeth shown, and saying everything is okay, boss. But then when they get their nigga moment, and they all do at some point, they want to run back to the community and pretend as if, hey, man, we all in this together. I keep telling you guys, learn your history, control your dollar. I keep telling you guys, there is a reason. There's a reason why Dr. King, Malcolm, and so many others lost their lives or were put in the situation they was put in. Because men and women who look just like them figured, if I do this, I might get a little money. If I do this, I might get a little fame. If I do this, I might be looked upon as a leader. Y'all have heard me say time and time again, I don't want to be anybody's leader. I don't mind being a voice among thousands. But then I thought about it. Sometimes some people's voices are stronger. And that's what scares people. That's what really scares people. That I have the nerve or the audacity to have a strong voice. One of these days, some of you out here who are trolling and starting stuff are going to realize that we have no friends. And those who are white, who continuously like to troll, all you doing is proving me and so many others right when it comes down to how we view the world, how we see certain things. I don't hate anybody. I can have a strong dislike, but even if I did hate somebody, I want to take time and effort to go to somebody else's website or YouTube channel that cause harm and destruction. But like I said in my other videos, deep down, people fear truth. People fear that, hey, this man is touching a nerve. This man is putting a mirror up to this stupidity. And every time you guys do this, all you're doing is making me more inclined to keep putting videos up. Every day, that's a racial incident. There's things that happen in our past that need to be addressed because we're repeating the same patterns. So keep it up.